Hello and welcome to the Business English Podcast. I'm Rob and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. Our episode is called Professional Tenses, the clearest tenses to use as a professional. And I want to start by introducing you to someone named Charlie. Picture this, it's Monday morning in a busy London office. Charlie, a non-native English professional, is sitting in the weekly team meeting. The CEO has just asked for an update on last week's sales figures and the progress of the new project. All eyes are on Charlie. Suddenly, he's caught in that dreaded moment. Do I say, "We have completed the tasks," or "We completed the tasks"? Is it, "We are working on the new feature," or "We work on the new feature"? Charlie hesitates, stumbles, and then blurts out a mixed-up combination of tenses. The people around the table exchange curious glances. Charlie feels his confidence shrink to the size of a paperclip. Can you relate? Have you ever wondered if your sentence sounded off or unclear in an important meeting or email? Here's what's at stake. If our professional peers struggle to follow our timelines, they might just question our clarity or worse, our credibility. But don't worry, we'll fix that together. Today's episode focuses on the key tenses that help you sound professional, whether you're discussing past achievements, present tasks, or future goals. By mastering these tenses, you'll ensure that your managers, colleagues, and clients fully understand your message and respect the professionalism behind it. Now, here's the exciting part. Not only will we walk you through why the right tenses matter, but we'll also show you exactly how to form them and where you should be using them in your daily business communications. And, spoiler alert, I'll share a simple trick to avoid one of the most common mistakes that even experienced speakers sometimes make. So, if you're ready to elevate your language skills, streamline your communication, and never have to second guess which tenses to use again, then stay with me. By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident speaking up in meetings, writing concise emails, and delivering crystal clear updates. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Business English Podcast. Helping professionals communicate more effectively, more confidently, and with impact. With your host, Rob, from Energetic English. Let's get down to business. Let's talk about why mastering these professional tenses is so crucial. First of all, when you use the right tense, you're sending a clear signal to your colleagues, bosses, and clients. You know exactly what's happening and when it's happening. Imagine walking into a room where everyone's trying to figure out if a task is finished, in progress, or planned for the future. Confusion is practically guaranteed if you're not precise. With the right tenses, you cut through the noise and convey information accurately. That clarity builds trust. Your team will realize that you're detail-oriented, you take responsibility for what you say, and you respect everyone's time by avoiding ambiguity. Now, here's what this skill empowers you to do in everyday business situations. Suppose you're writing an email update on a project. You can confidently say, "We have completed the testing phase," to highlight that the work is done and has relevance to the present moment. Or, if you're in a meeting describing ongoing work, you can assert, "We are conducting research." This shows you're actively doing it right now. And if you're talking about future plans, maybe the marketing campaign, try, "We will launch next quarter." Simple changes, huge impact. Your recipients immediately know whether something is done, happening now, or set to happen soon. And guess what? Once you master these straightforward tense choices, you'll see benefits in all sorts of contexts. Emails and reports become more concise, meetings become more productive, and even negotiations feel smoother because people won't misunderstand whether your offer is a concept in progress or a firm commitment. Coming up, I'll share how to form each tense so you can use them to your advantage without second guessing yourself. Plus, I'll show you a quick approach to avoid one of the most frequent tense mix-ups I hear time and time again. So, stay tuned, this might just be the game changer you've been waiting for. Alright, it's time to get into the heart of the episode. How to form these professional tenses and use them confidently in your day-to-day business communication. But before we dive into the key phrases, here's a little reminder. If you want more powerful professional resources, plus an episode transcript, head over to our website and sign up for our weekly newsletter, the 3-Minute Minutes. It's packed with tips, tools, and strategies to keep you at the top of your game. Now, let's look at the top tenses you'll want to master. Present simple versus present continuous. Firstly, present simple. For example, we work on innovative solutions. Repeat after me. We work on innovative solutions. Scenario. Use this when talking about what your team does regularly, your core functions or responsibilities. If someone asks, "What do you do at your company?" you can confidently say, "We work on innovative solutions." Okay, number 2, the present continuous. A phrase would be, "We are working on the new marketing strategy." Repeat after me. We're working on the new marketing strategy. Perfect for describing actions happening right now. If your manager wants a status update on a current project, you can say, "We are working on the new marketing strategy." So, excellent for describing actions happening right now. Next up is the past simple versus present perfect, a classic. So, let's begin with the past simple. Here's a phrase. We completed the project last week. Repeat after me. We completed the project last week. Now, you would use this for any action that's definitely finished, especially when mentioning when it happened. For example, during a retrospective meeting, you could report, "We completed the project last week." So now we can move on to the next phase. And now the present perfect. A phrase could be, "We have completed the project successfully." Repeat after me. We have completed the project successfully. Now this one is ideal for when the exact time isn't crucial, or you want to show a result that matters now, in the present. If you're announcing the final outcome to a client, you might say, "We have completed the project successfully, and the results are ready for review." And now some future forms. Firstly, will plus infinitive. For example, a phrase could be, "We will deliver the report on Monday." Repeat after me. We will deliver the report on Monday. Use this for promises, predictions, or quick decisions. Let's say a client asks when they can expect your findings. You can respond with, "We will deliver the report on Monday." And now, be going to plus infinitive. An example phrase would be, "We are going to present our findings tomorrow." Repeat after me. We are going to present our findings tomorrow. This is perfect for planned or intended actions. During a team huddle, you could confidently say, "We're going to present our findings tomorrow, so everyone please review the slides in advance." Mastering these structures is only half the story. In the next section, I'll walk you through some of the most common mistakes that even the pros make, and how to avoid them, of course. Plus, I'll share a little hack to help you confidently pick the right tense in seconds. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. Now, let's tackle some of the most common errors people make with these tenses, and how you can fix them quickly. Because the truth is, even if you know the grammar rules in theory, it's easy to slip up in fast-paced business settings. Ready? Let's jump in. Common errors. Mixing past simple and present perfect. Ever catch yourself saying something like, "I have finished it last week"? That's a classic mismatch. If you mention a specific time in the past, like last week, you shouldn't use have finished. Instead, just say, I finished it last week. Try flipping it around. If you're not specifying when it happened, but still want to emphasize it's done, you can say, I have finished my part of the report. Another common error, forgetting the S in the third person singular. So another slip up, he work on the budget forecasts, when it should be, of course, he works on the budget forecasts. It's easy to forget that tiny S, but leaving it out can cause confusion or make you sound less fluent. And now the next common error is using present continuous for regular tasks. If you're talking about routine, avoid saying, I'm working on reports every day. Instead, it's better to say, I work on reports every day. Present continuous suggests a temporary action happening right now, so if you do it regularly, present simple is your friend. Now, some tips to get the best out of these skills. Firstly, context is king. Before you speak or write, think about when the action happened or is happening. Is it done, ongoing, or planned for next week? Let that context drive your tense choice. 2. Listen to native speakers. Pay attention in meetings or on calls to how native speakers naturally switch tenses. You'll start to notice patterns that you can adapt. And 3, keep practicing. Repetition builds confidence. Try shadowing phrases from this podcast in real situations, like drafting emails or practicing a quick update before a meeting. And here's a quick hack I found works wonders. When in doubt, ask yourself a mini question. Am I talking about something that's finished, past simple, ongoing, present continuous, or relevant to the present but completed, present perfect? That quick mental check helps you pick the right tense in seconds. Now, in our final segment, we'll wrap things up and give you a quick summary of everything you've learned, and trust me, you don't want to miss it, as I'll also share a final and simple exercise that you can do each morning to keep these tenses fresh in your mind. Stay tuned. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the Business English Podcast. I hope you found these insights on professional tenses both practical and inspiring. Remember Charlie's struggle? It's a prime example of how just a little extra clarity in our verbs can go a long way in boosting confidence and credibility. Here's a quick challenge to keep the momentum going. Pick one of these tenses you learned today and apply it in an email or short conversation within the next 24 hours. Then notice how others respond. You might be surprised by how much more smoothly the conversation flows and how much more confident you feel in your own speech. In the meantime, if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to hit subscribe or follow wherever you're listening and share it with your colleagues who might also benefit. Let's keep growing our professional language skills together. This has been Rob signing off. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Keep practicing, keep honing those skills, and of course, keep it strictly business. You have been listening to the Business English Podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and we'll see you next time.